Hey y'all.
Hello,
Hello. Welcome to an unscripted beautiful life. I am Katrina.
Andre. We are Mr. and Mrs. Beautiful.
Thank y'all for joining us. Did y'all do your homework from last week? You had a couple assignments.
We might have to start starting at 8:02
Oh,
because that's when it seems like people start coming in.
oh.
Their clocks might be different.
It
Everybody
could be.
clocks are different.
Could be. Find it
Because
first.
when I used to work at Woodmore, they had Woodmore time, babe, and it was like 5 minutes difference than everybody else's time. So I don't think everybody clocks are always set the
Well.
same time.
So good evening, good evening, good evening. So last week's homework was um
Sorry, sorry.
one was to grab your picture of an igloo so you can see the beauty in that. And
Not the
then,
igloo, the glacier.
I'm sorry, the glacier. You're right. The glacier.
But igloos are pretty too, though.
See, you got to go back and catch the replay. So I think it was 2 episodes. We talked about
Well, yeah,
the
maybe
glacier. I think it was two
two.
episodes
Yeah, it
back.
was two ago. But we didn't
Um,
have homework for 3 episodes now,
And
right?
yeah, and so last week's we talked about trust and trusting your instincts, and the homework was for you to define what trust meant for you, and then also define or write down or figure out what was deterring you from trusting your instinct. And so during the conversation last week, one of the things that Andre had mentioned was unlocking your hidden features, and so we're talking on about that today. So kind of continuing the conversation that we've been having the last couple of weeks about goals and dreaming big and trusting in your instinct. Well, now that you've done all of that, it's now time to show up, right? It's now time to stop hiding behind the gifts that you've been sitting on, because there's we need you, right? And so it's now time for you to unlock your hidden features.
um, don't go in Google and type in hidden features because you're just gonna get a whole lot of cell phone things. So type in talents because I was kind of going back. I was like, whoa, it's features because again, they want us. We were talking about the smartphones the last time and how they want to kind of keep us dumbed down with giving us these great features in these cell phones, but we have great features within ourselves. So of course, I did a little notes jotting down, um, and I'm trying to find it, but it was something in there that it hit me. I was like, dang, they always tell us about our God gifts, and yes, people are just like born with these great gifts, and so that's what they think that they all can do. It's just that's what they are gifted with. But no, we are bigger and better than that. Whatever we put our minds to, we can do. So they always say it in sports, like, "Oh, he's just so talented. That's a God's gift." It possibly is, because some sports players you can see they just a little bit more savvier than others, but these are features that you have. It was just that one just came a little bit easier for you. Some of them may be a little bit more difficult to overcome, but that's still a feature. So then we get that fear where it comes in again. That I can't do that because that's not my God's gift. Nah, God gave you many gifts,
Mhm.
many gifts. It's just that we get stuck behind one that we get great at, and we don't want to figure out the rest of our gifts that we have.
Yeah, the one that comes most natural to us, more
Yes,
that's easier to us, is the one that I think we tend to stay in, but not realizing that we have been gifted with many things, and so it's just a matter of calling those things out. Hey Tiff, how are you, beautiful? And understanding like we all have our own set of gifts and talents, right? So we're all unique, and I think for us to be able to say, unlock your hidden features, you have to really accept and honor that you're unique, right? There's nobody else like you. Like, we could all be creatives, we could all be athletes, we could all be, doctors, nurses, whatever it is, but there's still something that's going to be uniquely different about all of us. And so that's where we have to into that and really lean into that, because you could be thinking, okay, I'm not like, if you know you're supposed to be writing a book, right? And you go and you say, okay, it's too many authors out there, right? It's too many books. But just think about, there may be so many books, but your perspective is going to be different than everybody else, right? The your community that will be drawn to that book are going to be completely different because your perspective is going to be
Hmm.
different. So if you hone in on the fact that you're unique, that even if you have the same skill set as somebody else, you're going to still be completely different. And I think if we can appreciate and honor our differences, then we really get to see, okay, our talents and our praises, not praises, but talents and gifts really manifest. Hey Leslie, hey Alicia, how y'all doing? Beautiful. Tiffany said, can you imagine two of her? No, ma'am. It's only one Tiffany
Yeah,
Childs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But with many gifts though. So yeah, many talents. Yeah, like you said, we get locked into that. This is all I could do, and I actually found um the article that I was looking at, and it was like we get stuck in this pigeonhole to where we can. That's all we think is that we can do just this one thing, and the article said that's a very very dangerous way of thinking and a very dangerous way of living, because then you get stuck in it like, oh, this is all that I'm capable of doing, and then you might get bored with yourself, you might get bored with your life and start picking up bad habits. But it was just so crazy because it's like taking risk. We don't take risks because of what most people fear
Hmm.
of the outcome that may happen. Okay, if I do take this risk of creating this business, what if it fails? What if it fails? It just never step in your journey. Everything doesn't work the first time it happens, and then we can't get stuck and be like, nah, then I can't do that. Yeah, you can. It was just that was a trial and error. We have to tweak some things. Um, so I'm glad I came across this article, because it dives in a lot deeper in your God gifts and things like that. I'm like, oh, I was born gifted. Yeah, some like I use sports. Like let's say Trina, for example, she has a great eye with creating things. Somebody else, they may have to sit a little longer. She can see an eye and catch it. Somebody else, just because it takes you a little longer to create something doesn't mean that you're not as good as she is, or vice versa. That's not how it works. Like Trina said, when you write a book, the way you're going to write the book and interpret that book and how it's going to come out is going to be totally different than another artist. Or if you're a singer, how you sing, your tones that you use is going to be totally different than another
Hmm.
person. So it's going to touch people differently. There's enough creativity out here for everybody to stay in that lane that they create and just make the best of that lane.
I think, when you were talking about the and the hidden talents, and recognizing that, I think is, realizing that we have to embrace all of who we are, right? And
Mhm.
that means every facet of who we are, everything that we create, everything that we aspire to. Like, you truly have to embrace and own it. Like, yes, you may, from your perspective, you may not be as strong as the next person, but think about what you do bring to the table and really lean into that. Like, I've been writing accept, allow, and receive it, because if you can allow the dream, the talent, the vision to settle into you, you can receive it, right, and accept it, and just watch how your life shifts, because you truly embraced all of who you are. Like, embracing it without considering fear, without considering worry, without considering money. Like, embrace everything about you. That means accepting the unique parts of you, what you may consider a flaw, the parts of you that need of improvement. Like, embrace every single piece of it, because when you can embrace that, that's when God can get in and say, okay, she's, owning this part of it. So now what she thought was a weakness, now I'm going to let that fall away, because now her strength is kind of overriding everything. It's like
So
the beauty is in the eye of the beholder type of thing. Like you got to think
yeah,
about
yes,
your gifts and talents as what you see, what you can embrace, what you can own. That's the thing that you have to walk into and fully receive it, accept it, allow it to be. Because when you do that, man, watch God work.
yeah, it
It's like
moves
your
different.
superpower.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you, I think I might have said that the last time. We all have a superpower. We just had to
Hmm.
unlock that one.
Yeah.
And all of your hidden features and hidden talents are your superpowers. We get lost in the fantasy world of superpowers, being able to move cars and all these. Nah, your superpowers are already locked in here.
Yeah.
We just got to dive in and dive deep into them. I might have said this before, but I did some research and they said we really only use about 10% of our brain. To me, that's crazy. If we could fully engulf and dive into who you really are, who you really were created to be, you probably could move mountains. You probably really could.
Hmm.
Um, but as I was into this, the article says explore, dream, and discover your hidden talents. And then they give you a couple bullet points to talk with. Pay attention to what you enjoy doing. So, like Trina told me, what has it been? It's been 10 years, babe, since you
Okay.
started the Unbreakables. It's been that long. It ain't been
No,
that long.
16, 2016.
Okay, because it just seems long. But I remember when she said she wanted to start it. It started out as a hobby, right? Just
Hmm.
something to do. But now I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, nah, babe, this stuff could be sold at stores. Like, don't hobby this. Like, hone into this. Like, do something with this. And I mean, of course, she has taken it way further than what what it
It
started
ain't
out
me. That was
as.
God.
Yeah, I mean, but you had to stay with it,
Yeah.
because it could have been one of the things I felt like you might have you unlocked it, unlocked it. I'm sorry, unlocked one of your talents with this, because again, God may show us something, but then you scared to really run and be like, oh nah, that's different. That might not be who I am, but nah, that's really who you are because He's showing you.
That is so true because I know, for me, using my voice, I never wanted to be the brand, right? I remember us
All the
having that
time.
conversation and I
I
was
was gonna
saying,
be the
listen,
vocal.
I'll create, but I don't want to be the brand. But realizing how
How
God
that
has had
changed.
to shift me, um, for me to understand, like for me to be able to tell others that they are, how to create a beautiful life. I have to create the beautiful life for myself and like really own and walk in that, which means I had to become the brand of beautiful and understand that, okay, I can inspire beautiful by being vulnerable, right? By sharing my story, by using my voice. And now I'm just seeing how things are manifesting. Like one I shared this with Alicia, was like one little t-shirt idea turned into
To this.
this, like so much
And
bigger.
where
And
else it
it's
can
like,
go.
even though, even with that, it's like I still see more. Like I still see what God is showing me and how, families will be healed and little girls will be healed. And it just like the family will be restored because of something just as simple as saying, hello, my name is beautiful. So, it for those listening, for those that are sitting on your gifts thinking that, you don't have the skill set, the technology knowledge,
That's your fear.
the right, whatever it is that you are using as, I don't want to say a crutch, and it's not an
It's just a
excuse,
fear.
as a fee.
It's just
Okay,
your fear.
but the
That's
but
it
it, but
is.
it's but I'm trying to put that all into terms,
I
is
got you.
that whatever is kind of like sitting down on top of your dream, on top of you moving the mountain, know that it can be moved and overcome just as much as the next person's, right? Like if I can get on here and use my voice and speak and, stand in rooms and tell women how to inspire beautiful, what is it that you can't do? Right? Because I was running from it.
Yes.
But now I realize it's like that thing has taken over my life. And so, like, being an accountant and doing accounting for, 22 years, and it was great. I loved it. But I also saw that Hello, My Name is Beautiful gave me the passion, gave me the drive. Like it drove, like it was the reason for me to get up every day, right? Numbers, not so much anymore, right? So the way it all works. So just because you may not necessarily see yourself in this thing right now, know that still hold on to the vision, still hold on to the manifestation of it because it's possible. It's just a matter of how bad do you want it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even say not. I mean, it's probably even more than how bad do you want it. I think it's how bad are you willing
To
to
push yourself.
push yourself, to push
Yeah.
past the fear, to really say, you know what, I'm going to move in this thing regardless of whether I know what I'm doing or not.
And
And
always remember this. There's going to be bad times. And no matter what you do, that's the piece to where it's going to be, oh, I don't know if I can really do this. Nah, nothing is easy. Nothing. If everything was easy, it would have been right in front of our face, right? Everybody be millionaires. Everybody be
mhm,
billionaires. Everybody have their own created life that they wanted. I always had this thing is that if it's worth fighting for, it's worth it. It's worth it. If it's easy, what we want it for?
yeah.
What was the point? No, because all right. I was just having this conversation with my son the other day, and I was telling him about the turtle and the hare. A lot of us as kids did not understand what that turtle and hare story was really about. It was about that journey that you take. The turtle, he took the same pace the whole time, slow, easy, and able to see everything. The turtle was like, man, I'm gonna beat this dude. I'm gonna beat this dude because he's slow. So I could do all these other things that's not in my journey and distracted him from what his journey really was.
Mhm.
And he ended up losing the race because he was distracted by outside, what we'll say, noise.
It's like that the shiny object
yeah,
syndrome
yeah,
that they
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about. Like
yeah.
you're
Oh,
supposed to
what's
be
that?
right. You focus this way, but then something comes along and now it's pulling you. And not to say that you can't be, but
You got to get
you
back.
gotta you gotta keep the focus on what the main thing is, however that is for you, right? So when I first started, it was okay, I had the product side of things, but then there was the hello, my name is beautiful side of things in terms of like the speaking coaching side. And for the longest time, I had a struggle with trying to get them to mesh together because I was just like, well, they always, the coaches, right,
Hmm.
tell you to pick one
One or the other,
and
right?
work that one, and then when that one is done, then you do the other. But that's not the way God created
Mm-mm.
me. I had to figure out a way to be able to bring the two
To mesh
together.
them.
And so now I'm seeing like there's more peace. There's more, okay, today I'm working on candles, but hey, what's the focus of the candles? It's still to inspire peace, right? It's still inspirational. I could be, speaking. It's everything is all built together. It's just today is this, today, tomorrow is that. So just understand, like when you talked about getting over that fear, like the biggest thing I think that we all have to get over is overcoming the self-doubt. Because
that's
it's
the that's the biggest thing for real.
that's the biggest thing because
We are our own worst
we're
critics.
our own worst critics. Going back to what we talked about last week with the trust factor, like truly trusting in that whatever gifts and talents that God has given you, that He made no mistakes, right? That
Never.
regardless of what it feels like, because you don't have the technology knowledge or, whatever it is, that God is not going to give you that desire, that gift, or that talent without giving you everything that's supposed to be a part of the package. It's like he's not just going to give you the wrapping paper, right? He's going to give you the wrapping paper, the tissue paper, the bowl, the tape, the scissors, like everything on together. But we get so caught up on, well, God, my wrapping paper is not as pretty as his, right?
right, right. Why my
So,
tape not
right.
sticky?
My tape not sticky, or why she got red bow and I want the blue bow, like whatever it is. But understanding, like, listen, regardless of what kind of wrapping paper we got, however it worked, it still wraps the
It
gifts.
still gets that job done.
It still gets the job done. And so our gifts and talents are gifts, and we just have to find and appreciate those gifts and understand, listen, it doesn't have to always be roses and beautiful butterflies all the time, right? Because I think for when it comes to being beautiful, when people start talking to me about beautiful, and they're like, well, why am I going through this? Listen, walking this beautiful journey out is not always going to be
Beautiful.
beautiful, right? You're not going to have the butterflies, the balloons, the bubbles, and all the other stuff. There are going to be moments when you're going to be questioning, like, God, what is happening here?
Did
I
we just
feel
have one?
like we haven't, like, I'm in it. Like, I'm in it.
Mm,
Like, so understanding that you are going to have those beautiful moments, but you're also going to have the moments where you feel like you're being drug in the mud, right? But those moments are beautiful too, because it's
yes.
in those moments that you get to learn to trust God, to trust your spouse, to trust whoever it, to trust yourself. Like, even those dark moments are still beautiful moments because there's a lesson to every single thing that takes place.
Hmm. Every time. And he do a good job. He do a good job.
Yeah, Tanya
Um,
said no one is exempt from those moments. You're right.
nah, buddy. If you think you are, that's just gonna make it worse.
Yep.
Because um, we definitely just had one, but we can move through it.
One.
Uh, cause
We've got a couple going right there.
cause it would have been a different situation. But to go back, it's this one right here says, notice what leads you to the flow state. So I'm like, what the heck is the flow state? You got to kind of read the article a little bit. So I'm just going to tell you what they say what a flow state is. The flow state is the complete absorption in an activity. So it goes a lot more deeper into it. But when they say complete absorption, some of us get completely absorbed into this right here, into our cell phone, and it don't do anything for us. It just takes away time. Now, if you are using your devices for what they're really made for, then that's cool. But we get absorbed in these and not in our actual real talents that we may have. So let's just say somebody is great at baking, right? And they when they finish eating it, they don't think it tastes as good as, but everybody else says it's amazing.
We're our own worst critics.
It's right there, your own worst
Hmm.
critic. So then now you don't want to take that leap, because we're going back to that leap again. You don't want to take that leap because I don't think it's good. But you got 10, 20, 30 people around you saying, nah, this is amazing. So Trina don't ever, if doesn't say, hey, nah, babe, this is great. Like, you could start selling this. And she don't never take that. Do she even get to the hello, my name is beautiful piece of it? Because she could have stopped that right there, because it was some stuff that she was telling me, like, nah, babe, this not right. I said, I've seen more flaws and stuff in Target than I'm seeing on this thing right here. So why can't this be sold in the store? Nah, this is great. But again, this is what it's about. It's that it's your journey, it's your walk, it's everything that you really, really want in life. Is you just gotta stay to the prize. So no matter what that is, I mean, it could be in trying to fix your marriage. Because if everything is not like a puzzle, if all the pieces aren't matching, or if you don't have all the pieces, then you can't complete your puzzle. So you can have you can be thinking that you have everything you want, but the puzzle not complete because something is lacking. So you having those rough times because you still something is lacking. So we got to figure out what that is. You got to find that one last puzzle piece. And then even when you put that puzzle piece together, what can happen to puzzles? They can fall apart, right? So we got to do something to make sure they don't fall apart.
Yeah, I think, relating to that, when you are, working your gifts and your talents, you have to celebrate the progress. I
Yes.
think that's one
Yes.
thing that we
Yes.
never do
Yeah.
is celebrate ourselves because we're always waiting for the applause to come from somebody else, right? We want that this I don't can't think the moment of satisfaction where everybody else is praising us. But what if nobody is there to celebrate with you, right? What if no one is there to celebrate with you about the fact that your Instagram post posted, you know what I mean? Like, Alicia, you talk about your technology. Like, as much as it is that we may struggle with trying to put posts on social media, we know how, like, sometimes we get the little red, right? But who's there to celebrate with you when no one else is there? And so you got to understand that you have to celebrate yourself. Because if you can do that, then you're not looking for the applause and the cheers from everybody else because you throwing your own celebration. You are celebrating your progress. And I think that's one thing that we take from granted in celebrating ourselves. Like we always wanted to be somebody else throwing us the party, but then we get disappointed if they don't.
Right.
Right. And so, or don't celebrate us in the way that we wanted to be celebrated. Well, if that's the case, what you mad for? You should have celebrated yourself the way
Celebrate
that you wanted
yourself.
to celebrate yourself.
Yep.
But when you can celebrate your progress, you understand that at that moment, it was now really about progress than perfection,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we all want the perfection, we all want it to go right. But the progress is that today, your computer didn't die. Whereas yesterday, you
Or the
couldn't do,
printer
or the
printed out
printer
everything you
printed the way
needed.
it was supposed to, like whatever it is.
Or
So,
emails was going through with
yep,
no problems.
going through with no. So just celebrate the small things because when you can do that, then that again is showing the appreciation for your gifts and talents, and then you can find and increase your confidence
Yep.
in
Celebrate
that.
everything.
Yep,
Celebrate waking up in the morning.
absolutely.
Start with that.
Tanya says she celebrates
Yeah,
as
that's
you
what that and
should,
that's what I
as you
said. That's
should.
what I said. That's it. She's celebrating everything. Celebrate waking up in the morning, man. When I come across people every day and they always like, "How you doing?" I said, "Man, I woke up this morning, so I don't have nothing to complain about."
Mhm.
And I say that every day. I know people probably be like, "Man, bro, you said it every day," and I mean it. I mean it. I really mean it. I don't have anything to complain about because I woke up. I was able to put my 2 feet on the ground and stand up on my own, so I celebrate those things, because uh, uh, a celebration don't have to be, oh, I won a lottery, oh, I got a new car. It could be something as simple as, man, I made a nice dinner for my husband. Let's celebrate it.
Not even that, but like
Anything.
something as small and simple as I didn't cry today.
That too. That
Right?
see,
Like
you know
you could
what?
be going
No,
through
no, babe.
something.
Because sometimes crying is great
No,
for
no,
us.
no. But no, let me. So here's what I'm saying. So like you could be going through something, like how I'm feeling right now, with just feel like it's just this thing after this thing after this thing, and I could be like, you know what, I didn't cry today. Not gonna say I'm not gonna cry tomorrow, but I didn't cry today, so I'm gonna celebrate the fact that I didn't cry today. And so that's the thing is like you got to really change your perspective on it, and that even if you're going through something, right? So the beautiful isn't so beautiful, still appreciate the fact of one, you still have breath in your body, right? And two, you're giving another chance to be able to still see the thing manifest, to still see it come into fruition. So yeah, Alicia said not taking it for granted that he woke you up. Absolutely. How many
Yep.
times? I mean, the last time you woke up and said, God, I thank you?
Yeah.
When's the last time you woke up and just said, God, I thank you? Or before you lay your head down, God, I thank you for getting me through the day. Right? I ain't had to curse nobody out today. God, thank you. Right? The God started. God, I thank
Yeah.
you. Like the
Yeah.
little things.
Yeah.
Gratitude will shift your perspective on so much.
Gratitude,
And
positivity.
positive. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I mean, everybody know we gonna go through things, man. As we say, life will life, and life is lifing for us right now.
Mhm.
But we're not gonna let it get the best of us.
Nope.
Um, Trina, what you said, babe, when you said appreciate yourself, right?
Mhm.
So the next thing, and it's funny, the next one was think about what people appreciate in you. Now let's take that out because you do have to appreciate what people appreciate in you, but you also have to appreciate what you see in yourself. Appreciate that. Like we here right now. Appreciate the fact that God got you up this morning.
Yeah.
Appreciate that you didn't cry this morning. Appreciate that your car did start this morning, because sometimes it might not. Sometimes the check engine light might come on.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and then you don't know why, and you don't know why. So let's get into it a little bit, babe. Let's just get into it a little bit so people will know what's really going on, because this is our what unscripted, right?
Mhm.
So Sunday the sink clogged, and I tried snaking it. I watched probably 4 hours of YouTube videos as my wife is watching them while I'm snaking. She watching. I mean, I've tried. We've pretty much tried it all. Last resort was to
Everything except call the plumber.
last resort. About to get there. Last resort was to call the plumber, and I was sitting at home. Trina's like, "Babe, I'm about to run to the post office." All right, cool. I'll be here waiting for the plumber. She calls me. I jump up because I'm like, "All right, the plumber here." Nah, babe, the car's overheating.
I'm on the side of
Check
the
engine
road,
light
y'all.
came on. Okay. Babe, where are you? I didn't know how long. Like, babe, what? First of all, what post office did you go to? Because
The
you didn't
one
seem like
right
you was gone
here.
that long.
The
The
one
one right
right
here, Walker's
here.
Park. Okay, I'm glad you didn't go far. Okay, because then you probably would have been further away. So then now we got those two things going. But I'm gonna tell you, man, you still got to find a positive in it.
But listen, when I'm sitting on the side of the road, that was the longest.
you see how I feel when my truck broke down. I'm like, that y'all right
I
down
was
the
like,
street.
he's right here around the corner. Why
I
is
had to
this
find I
taking him
had to
so long
find
to
I
get?
had to find a water bottle to put water in. We didn't have no water bottles,
I was
remember?
like, I'm about to flag a car down. Like,
Yeah.
he
And
right
she's
here.
like
What is
right around the
taking
corner.
forever?
She's like literally come out Baker right. I could see her.
My talking about, why I ain't call her? Ma'am, you at the
Like,
car with Pop. What did you go?
what you gonna do? But it's just find a positive in it. Find a positive in it. I haven't found one yet.
I did.
You did?
The warranty company, we still
Okay.
had a warranty, so we ain't had to pay the toll to get the
So
car
so
there.
and then on top of that, the lady did tell us it was like 100 and something minutes, and he showed up
Yeah,
before
she
the
said it was going to
time.
be 120 minutes. I said, okay, that's 2 hours. Why she just didn't say
Say
2
2
hours?
hours, yeah.
So it only turned out to be. So that's the
Maybe 45
positive. I
minutes
don't
or
think it was
so.
there.
Yeah, I don't even
But
think it was that long. So
so
that was the positive in it. We didn't have to wait 2 hours. And those, I mean, it's a little thing. Yeah, the car still, we don't know what's wrong with it, but who cares? It's gone to the shop.
I care.
Uh, not like that, babe. Not like that. And what I mean is we still have another car to do what we need to do. Because I was out of a car for 3 months, probably longer than that. It might have been longer than that, and that was another adventure. But when there's negatives, you have to find those positives, because there is. It might be something as silly as, like Trina said, we still had the warranty though, but we didn't have to pay no towing.
Mm.
So
So listen, so y'all keep me and my car in prayers that everything that is wrong with it is covered under warranty, so we ain't got to come out of pocket with anything. Okay, I need that kind of prayer going up.
yeah,
So
yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things. It's life will life, and you can't let life beat you down,
yeah,
because that's what will happen. That's what will happen. Going back to thinking about what people appreciating you, what you appreciating yourself. Sit in the dark, sit at that place, and see what you really really appreciate about yourself, for real. Because we like to say, we don't celebrate ourselves, and do we appreciate ourselves? We appreciate everybody else. We tell them, "Oh, I appreciate you," but do you stand in the mirror and say, "I appreciate you"?
right. Like, wasn't the last time you said, "Girl, I'm so proud of you,"
Right,
like, and really stood in it. So y'all
and
know
mean it.
and mean it. So listen, y'all know, in a beautiful society, or even just in the passing, we've done mirror work, right? So now let's extend the mirror work beyond and get in the mirror and say, girl, or boy or guy, whatever,
Whatever you
whatever
term you
you tell,
use.
yeah, tell yourself that you are proud and like really mean it,
Mean that.
right? That's sometimes that's all we ever need to hear is somebody to say that I'm proud of you. And so listen, if you're not hearing it from nobody else, we'll
We're,
tell
we
you
proud of y'all.
that we're proud of you. So, but now it's time for you to tell yourself, because I can tell you when you can tell yourself, that increases your confidence. It increases the belief in yourself. It increases just, that self doubt now goes out the window because you like, listen, I'm doing a daggone thing. And
Nobody
you
can't tell me
understand,
nothing.
right? Nobody can tell me nothing. And
And
you
that's
just,
not conceited.
it's not. It really
It's
isn't.
not.
It's
That's your
not. It's
confidence.
not arrogant. It's not
Nothing.
none of that. It's really the
None.
confidence in saying, listen, I am amazing I'm amazing. God created a wonderful thing, a beautifully made thing, whatever you need to tell yourself to really truly see what we see. Because,
Mm-hmm.
right, people will be able to see the strengths that you have, but why it's so hard for us to
See
see
your own.
that,
Right.
because again, that self-doubt comes into play. So, stand in your mirror, get back in your mirror and talk and tell yourself that you're proud of yourself, because we proud of you, but you got to be able to own it for yourself.
And then it's crazy how Trina ain't seen none of these, and I've looked at them, but as she's speaking, the next one that comes up is going right into the next topic. Consider something you would like to prove upon. So in that, right? Again, it's a fear thing to where we stop doing something because I'm not gonna be good at that. So again, I like to just throw knowledge and things out there. So if you like to bowl and you haven't bowled your best game, keep bowling. Keep bowling because that's the only way you can get better at something is by keep doing it. I tell my soccer team, I hated this saying growing up. I didn't understand as a kid, but now that I'm an adult, practice makes perfect. No, practice makes better because there's only one perfect, and that's our creator. We're not perfect. You will be doing yourself a disservice trying to be perfect. Just be better than you were yesterday. Strive to be better every day. And no matter what that is, in your relationships, in your marriage, in your kids, no matter what it is, just try to be better than you were yesterday. Look at what you did yesterday and how can I improve on that?
Yeah.
Um it's I mean, it's miracles how this thing, and then the next one, challenge yourself in self-limiting beliefs. What we just say, what we just say,
Yeah.
challenge yourself in that. Stop having those negative thoughts up here that you can't do this. I don't even allow my kids to use the word I can't. Y'all can't use it neither. So that's your homework assignment now. Take I can't out your vocabulary. Cause and change it to I will. Take out I can't, change it to I will. Cause I can, they're still like, But if you say I will, that means that you're willing to step in and do it. I can, you still thinking, uh, but I will, you're challenging yourself. I will try this.
Sis, what doesn't work? Taking the I can't out.
Come on, talk to us. You want to come on? How we get her on here?
I gotta send her the link.
No. No, you gotta talk to us. Put us in that chat. Tell us what. Anybody else that say that something don't work for them. Let's try.
Oh, she said yeah. So it's the I can't. So if you're saying I can't, and it's something you can't let go of the I can't, then really sit with that and say, why can't you
Yeah.
take that away?
What is
Because
it?
there's something there that is preventing you from seeing the possibility of I can. And so that goes back to the I am statements, like take an from the I can't, take an I am, and each morning you keep saying that I am until you like no, now the next time that I can't thought comes up,
It's gonna say I
it's
am.
going to say I am.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep trying. It's work, and just remember to continue to give yourself the grace with it, because there are going to be moments when I'm like, God, I can't do this. But I keep remembering I'm made perfect in Him, right? It's Him that gives me the strength, because when it's something that I can't do, it's because He is the one that has to be able to do it, right? Because again, I want to control it. I want to control how the situation looks. I want to control how the event goes. I want to control how the car goes. I want how whatever it is. I want to control it. But
Sometimes you
there's
can't control.
sometimes there are things I cannot control, because the dream or the expectation, the thing that I want to manifest is way bigger than what I ever think is possible. But because God sees the gift and He knows, the purpose of it all, He's going to make it happen. But it's Him making it happen, not me.
Yeah.
I'm just the vessel that's being used for it. So it's the same thing with you. You
Yep.
may not be able to see it right now, but that doesn't mean that it's still not possible. And it's just a matter of shifting your perspective
Yep.
and saying, I can do this. Even
I
if
will.
I
I
will,
am.
I am. Even
Yep.
if it's just taking one step, you're one step
That's it.
closer than where you were before.
Yep. And this
It's
it
about
goes back.
progress.
It goes back to that turtle in the hair. One step, your pace is your
It's
pace.
yours. Yep.
You can't win a race trying to run somebody else's race. You can only win your race. So go at your pace. And again, don't be in competition with yourself. Like we talked about, don't be in competition with your spouse, don't be in competition with your kids, don't be in competition with yourself. Just push yourself.
Yeah.
Just push yourself. There you go. I can.
That needs a highlight. Hold on.
I can. And I can't couldn't finish reading it.
Oh,
Yes.
I can do all things that Christ who strengthens me. Absolutely.
Yep. So if you keep that in mind, you can do it. You can do it. And we got faith in you that you can do it. And so does the
Absolutely.
Almighty.
You
So I know
already know I'm pushing you.
hey, now
You
you got another one. Now you got another one right behind you. Now you got another one. Cause I don't like that. I just like I tell my kids, you can't use I can't. No. I'm gonna teach you like I treat my soccer kids. You leave I can't in the car. All right, because we coming with I do, I will, I am. That's what we coming with.
Yeah, I know that. I know that stinking thing. I definitely know that. I think
Don't overthink it.
we all have those stinking thinking moments where the self doubt comes in. We all have that. But it's just a matter of, okay, have the moment, but don't stay in the moment, right? Do what you got to do. The I am statements, the I wills, whatever you need to do, the scriptures, prayers, whatever you need to do to be able to stand and say, okay, here is what's possible, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yep, yep. And just take it one step at a time.
Not silent storm.
Yeah, just one step at a time. Try not to be the silent storm. Try to make some noise the next time.
No, she's calling me the silent
Oh,
storm.
I must say maybe the silent storm not working. Try to make some noise next time.
Listen, I ain't trying to turn into Hurricane Katrina. Okay.
Hey, hey, hey. She changed the world. But yeah. Oh, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's check out the next bullet. But that it's a lot. We don't got to. I don't got to go through all of them.
Oh.
It's just as I was going. But and then I don't like really putting this stuff up here. But I like highlighting little things that I see, especially when it touches me. But it's these little bullets. They have small little paragraphs underneath, and they go into a little details on what each bullet is. Being willing to try new things. That's another thing. We don't step out because it's outside of our norm. So how you know if you have any more talents when you're not trying new things, when you're not even trying to unlock new things, and there's nothing wrong with us doing that. That's normal. Our normal is normancy. Like
Mhm.
who likes a lot of confusion? We are so stuck in. We get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, take a shower, you go to work. You come home, you cook dinner, you do this. Just try something new. Try a
So,
new recipe.
yeah. So I'm reading this book called The Big Leap. And he talks about this upper limit. And the upper limit is kind of like the max point that our body, our mental, um, it's kind of like your safety zone, right? Like your brain registers, I'm safe, I'm comfortable at this level. And anytime we try something new, or anytime we have a moment to be praised for, a moment to appreciate, right? The upper limit gets pushed, because we think, okay, if me operating at this level and I've achieved all of this, then what's stopping me, right? So then you try and push yourself a little bit higher, but the upper limit fights back, because now when the more you push to the next higher level, you're now out of your comfort zone,
Mm.
you're out of that level of safety, and so it goes and tells you, you really can't do that,
Right,
right?
right.
Or the fear comes in, and and it brings you back down to that upper limit. And so just understanding, like, to go and
Ooh,
take your dreams, the goals that you have, the things that we talked about before, you're going to have to take a big leap. And
yes.
understanding, going back to what we talked about before, take the leap, but know that you got a parachute, so that if something does happen and you got to bail out, you can bail out. But if you never take the leap to begin with, you don't know
You
what's
don't know.
possible.
It ain't possible. It's nothing possible if you don't take the leap.
Yep.
There's 10 bullets, and there's only two more that, I mean, we can go through all of them because it's only 10. But the next one was follow your heart and your head.
That's like taking the leap.
That taking that leap.
Yep.
And it's funny that you're reading that book, and this is something totally different, and they have similar things in it. And then the last one, well, we'll just do all of them real quick because we got a little bit more time. Nurture your talent. So then when you do find that new talent, nurture it. Keep doing it. Keep pursuing it. Seek out opportunities to use your talent. So no matter what these talents are, I mean, like it could be something as simple as not having an argument with your husband and not staying mad at each other for extended period of time. Try to,
Mhm.
instead of it being like say 2 hours you mad at each other, you push it down to an hour. You push it down to 2 minutes. Seek those opportunities to use that new talent that you have, no matter what the talent is.
Well, and now, before you go to the
No, go
next
ahead.
one, but even if it's not a new talent, whatever gift you're sitting on,
That too. That too.
right? Use it. Share your gift with the world, because I can guarantee you that God gave you the gift because it's supposed to be shared with
Yes,
somebody else. So listen, y'all, stop sitting on your gift. Stop sitting on whatever God has told you to move on. Go now.
that's like you're in a drawing class and you sitting on your hands.
Right.
That's
Right.
what it's like.
Like, it's go time, right? Be intentional and moving through whatever you're feeling, because the world needs what you have to offer. And
Yep.
it really is. It's go time, y'all. Like, there's no more, no holds barred
Yeah. No holds barred.
anymore. Like,
Time to
now
go.
it's time to go. Like, even if you got to put the boxing gloves on and the face mask and all the other stuff to be able to bob and weave, go anyway.
Go.
Like, put on the full armor of God and go and do what you need to do, because listen, the world needs what you have to offer.
Yep. Yep. And then the last bullet, it goes back to the turtle in the hair. Be patient. Be patient with it. It's one of the things where you may you may unlock one talent, and unlocking that talent may unlock another one.
Mhm.
You just have to be patient with it. You have to take your time. You have to not worry about what the next person may say, think, or critique your ideas or your gifts, your talents that are out there. Um, we definitely have to stay out of our own head, but at the same time, don't allow anybody in our head for us to go back in our head,
Yeah,
because that's what happens.
when you say that, I just keep hearing, give yourself the grace, give others the grace, because you know we may try something and it doesn't work the first time, and we get so hard on ourselves.
Mm,
But if you can just give yourself the grace that's needed in that moment to say, listen, I tried, and I'm going to keep
I'm gonna keep
trying,
trying.
and I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep trying until one day you looked and you've accomplished that thing. So give yourself the grace, be patient.
Yeah, and no matter what it is, try different avenues, but keep trying the same thing, but just try a different way.
Yep.
Because there is an old saying: there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Hmm.
There's more than one way to do several things. You have to figure out what's the best way for you.
Yep.
That's the best way for you. I tell the kids this all the time. There's parenting books, but that don't mean that it's going to work for you. It doesn't mean that it's going to work for our house. So you have to. Only way you're going to know if it works for you is if you go and try it. Because you can't ask somebody else to taste a cheesecake for you. Say, hey, tell me how that tastes. It's going to taste different for him than it's going to
Yeah.
taste for me. So you got to try. You got to try.
You and your analogies.
Hey, they did. They be there. They be there. I'm gonna be called the analogy king. Oh, that's my next t-shirt, analogy king.
Sir. But that's what we got for y'all tonight. So unlock your hidden treasures. Remember, the world needs whatever gift you're sitting on. So get past the fear, get past the need for perfection, get past, whatever is holding you back because we need you. We're waiting on you. We're waiting at the finish line for you to get there. So
And keep and make sure you have somebody that you could truly, truly trust to talk to in those things because it helps. Those things help too.
yeah. So until next week, we'll talk to y'all soon.